remember the exact moment I realized my life had been ripped apart. I was lying in the hospital bed, barely conscious, my chest a mess of broken bones and bruised flesh, when the nurse whispered something that shattered me more than any injury ever could. "Your wife, she's been seeing someone else." At first, I thought the words were a hallucination, a cruel trick played on a man who had just cheated death. But the evidence came soon after: messages, photos, and videos, proof that the person I had trusted with my life and love had been living a secret life of lies, betrayal, and deceit. My heart wasn't just broken, it was poisoned, and a burning fury ignited inside me, a fire that would not rest until I made her pay for every second of humiliation. I had thought I knew my wife. I had thought I was the man she loved, the man she would stand by through sickness, pain, and hardship. But lying in that sterile hospital room, I realized I had been nothing more than a placeholder while she pursued a life of lust and secrets behind my back. Every word she had whispered to me, every smile she had faked, it all came crashing down like a guillotine. The physical pain was unbearable, yes, but the emotional torment was something else entirely. I could feel it crawling under my skin, a corrosive acid that ate away at every shred of trust one had left. I wanted to scream, to weep, to beg for someone to fix this. But no one could. The people around me offered condolences, hollow reassurances that time would heal the wounds. They didn't understand. The wound wasn't just betrayal. It was humiliation. Public, personal, and absolute. When I finally got home, the house felt alien. Her scent lingered in every corner, the laughter of shared memories echoing off walls that now seemed to close in on me. I discovered the hidden phone, the secret accounts, the messages sent late at night, proof that she had been living a double life for months, maybe years. And the person she chose over me? Someone I had known, someone I had trusted. The rage took hold then, and I let it. I couldn't think of anything else. Sleep became a stranger. Food felt tasteless. Every moment of the day was consumed by plotting, planning, imagining the precise moment when I would expose her, humiliate her in the same way she had humiliated me. I became a shadow in my own life, my heart pumping only one thought: payback. I didn't tell anyone, because revenge is a solitary road. Every encounter, every smile she threw at me, I measured and cataloged for later. I watched her like a predator watches its prey, noting weaknesses, vulnerabilities, and the subtle arrogance she displayed, believing she was untouchable. I could feel the obsession growing, and I welcomed it. There was no room for regret, only preparation. Months passed, each day sharpening my focus. I reconstructed my life outwardly, masking the storm brewing inside. Friends and family saw a man recovering from near death, quietly mending his body, and maybe his heart. But inside, I was meticulously building the architecture of her downfall. I tracked her every move. I learned who she met, where she went, the lies she told to cover her tracks. Every interaction became a weapon in my arsenal. I hired private investigators, dug into bank accounts, and found the receipts that mapped her betrayals. This wasn't just revenge, it was art, and I was its maestro. At work, I channeled the anger into calculated ambition, gaining power and influence that made me untouchable. Every step she took in her new life, I anticipated, and every misstep I orchestrated. I fed the fire with fantasies of her humiliation, each more intricate than the last. Then came the turning point, her overconfidence. She began flaunting her affair, assuming my weakness would protect her. She underestimated the damage a man scorned can inflict. That night, as I watched her at a party, laughing with the man who had stolen my life, I felt the final piece of the puzzle click into place. I would make her life a mirror of the pain she had caused me. Every friend she trusted, every career opportunity she thought was hers, I twisted. Deals fell apart. Secrets leaked. Her reputation began to crumble, subtle at first, then catastrophically. She looked for allies, but doors closed. She called me, pleaded, manipulated, but the man on the other side of the line was no longer mine, no longer human in the same way. He was a storm, and she was in its path. The day of reckoning arrived quietly. She had built a fragile castle of lies and manipulation, and I had been digging tunnels beneath it for months. When the final blow landed, it was swift and unrelenting. Every friend she had depended on turned. Every lie she had spun was exposed. The man she had chosen over me vanished, leaving her alone, bankrupt of trust, credibility, and dignity. I stood across from her in the ruins of her world, not out of triumph, but out of a cold inevitability. Her eyes widened in disbelief, the same eyes that had once sparkled with love for me, now filled with terror. I said nothing. Words were unnecessary. The devastation spoke louder than any scream ever could. As she crumbled, I realized the cost of my obsession. I had lost sleep, health, and pieces of my humanity. I had poured years into dismantling a life, but in doing so, I had forged a version of myself that was stronger, yes, but also haunted by darkness. Revenge had consumed her, yes, but it had also consumed me. I walked away, leaving the wreckage behind, knowing she would never recover. Justice had been served, but it was a bitter feast. The lesson lingered in my mind. Betrayal demands consequences, but revenge leaves its own scars, often deeper than the ones it seeks to heal. Moral of the story: revenge may destroy the one who betrayed you, but it will also leave indelible scars on the avenger's soul.